Hello, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Some technical problem is there, network issue, Wi-Fi is gone and our lecture is stopped. So that may be happen sometimes. So don't think over it again. In between, some technical issues are to be comes and the things are to be happen. So interdepartmental transactions that are to be taken place with any department, and it is a very general in nature, as we are taking some goods from the neighbors, like that. In one business organization, if the departments are working, they are taking the goods from other departments on borrowing basis, and that is known as interdepartmental transaction. Now when such interdepartmental transaction is taken place, it should be carefully recorded in the books of accounts. That means when such transactions are taken place, we are recorded on the debit and credit side of the trading account only. So these are recorded only in the trading account. Suppose A department is transferring 50,000 of rupees goods to the B department, then we can record on the credit side by, that is which department is receiving, that is B department is receiving. So B's department account debit to A department account. So we can record on the debit side of trading account that to A department account, and the amount should be recorded in B column only. In the B column only and not in the A column. A column is dash. The amount is recorded B column 50,000, C and D dash. And on the credit side again, we can record by department B, and only to the A department column the amount is to be recorded and not C, B, C and D. So these are to be the recording in which the departmental transactions are to be taken place. Now when we are actually solving the problem on these interdepartmental transactions, then you know very well how the recording is to be made. That means receiving department account is given debit and the supplying department account is given the credit. Now, if the interdepartmental transfer is made at more than cost price, now suppose the cost price is rupees 1 lakh and the supply is made for rupees 1,25,000. So this is not to be done actually, because it is an unrealized profit. You are supplying goods or giving goods to the another department with a profit of rupees 25,000. 1,000 cost having that particular type of material, but you are charging 1,25,000. That is 25,000 is the unrealized profit, and it is against the principles of accounts. In the interdepartmental transactions, if you are transferring above cost, that means by getting the profit, that is against the principles of cost of, that is accounting, and profit cannot be by simple transfer. It is a borrowing, or sometimes you can take again back, or the receiving department again pay you the some material or goods which are to be taken by the A department. So if such things are to be there, 1 lakh rupees material is to be charged by 1,25,000, then this 25,000 is the unrealized profit, which cannot be as per the accounting principles. and it cannot be made by simple transfer. Now, all these things when taken place in the business organization, then ultimately the owner, the department head, the other persons, they are allowing such types of particular interdepartmental transactions in the above business organization. So again, I can give some other hints to the basis of apportionment. In the last period, we have discussed some common expenditures or some are to be distributed among all the departments. Then what are the basis of apportionment? Apportionment means to allocation. How these are to be allocated by giving the information in the problem. We know that so and so expenditure is to be allocated or apportioned on the basis of the following. One is departmental wages. Now, some expenditures relate to the laborers or workers that are to be allocated on the basis of departmental wages. Say, for example, any compensation given by the business to the workers, at that time, this can be allocated on the basis of departmental wages. So what is the ratio of the departmental wages that is to be calculated first? For example, I give here example, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000 and 20,000 are the wages of the department A, B, C, D. Then the basis of allocation is to be 5:4:2, 2:1, like that. And that is to be compensation. If rupees 1 lakh is given, that is to be allocated as per this ratio. Again, if some provident fund contribution is given, which relates to the worker, then also the wages ratio is to be calculated and the amount of that particular PF, provident fund, is to be allocated on the basis of departmental wages. So which items or which transactions are related to the workers, whether it is provident fund, whether it is compensation, whether it is other amenities or facilities which are to be provided to the workers, that are to be allocated on the basis of departmental wages. So workers and wages, these are the important things according to the basis of apportionment. Then capital value of assets. Now, if the land and building or plant and machinery of ABCD department is given 2 lakhs rupees, 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees and 1 lakh rupees, then the basis of allocation is to be 2:1:1:1. So accordingly, the ratio is to be calculated. And what are the items which are to be allocated on the basis of assets? That is depreciation on plant and machinery, then repairs of plant and machinery, installation of plant and machinery, some spare parts which are to be used in the plant and machinery, that are to be allocated on the basis of capital value of the assets. So value of assets, plant and machinery, 2 lakhs, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. So the ratio comes 2:1:1:1. And accordingly, the depreciation, then repairs of machinery, maintenance of machinery, insurance of machinery, the related items which are to the particular asset, that are to be allocated on the basis of this. Then again, floor space occupied. I have told you in the last period also, some common expenditures are there, light bill, then water supply, then other facilities, canteen facilities or like that. So if any department is occupying the big space, that is floor space area is occupied, big one, then accordingly that department can bear, or that department can contribute the more particular things. So floor space area occupied light bill is comes for the business total business organization of rupees 1 lakh. It is to be divided as per the floor space occupied by A department, B department, C department, and D department. Then again, number of workers employed. कोण शिट्टी वाजवतो रे? माईक कुणाचा चालू आहे मला बघायला लावू नका, मला दिसेल इथून. ज्याचा माईक चालू आहे त्यांनी बंद करा. मी जर बघितला इथून तर मग अवघड होईल. So number of workers employed, on the basis of that also some expenditures or some items are to be allocated on the basis of number of workers employed. Now in the A department, if 10 workers are employed, in B department 7 are employed, in C department 6 are employed, and in D department 2 are employed. So on the basis of the number of employees which are to be employed in that particular business organization, the amount is to be distributed or apportioned on the basis of number of workers employed. Then production hours in the particular department, how many production hours are to be worked, that is also taken into consideration. Now in A department, now general working hours are 8 hours. When the law or the act is providing the security to the workers, at that time 8 hours are normal hours. But beyond that, if you are working for 2 hours extra, then overtime remuneration is paid by double. And that is number of hours or production hours which are to be taken into consideration while some expenditures which are to be given in the problem. Then technical estimates are there. In the case of machinery, in the case of technical, we can say equipments, the estimate is to be considered, that is engineers or architects estimate is to be taken into consideration. Now in the case of we can say lift, if the lift services is provided to the workers, at that time what is the technical estimate, total expenditure of the that is to be taken into consideration. So all these things are to be there in the particular organization. So these are some issues which are to be related with the particular business organization. So somebody has having the mic on, but he is now quit. मला इथून सगळं दिसतं, त्यामुळे मी एखाद्याला जर टार्गेट केलं ना, कोणाचं तरी वेगळंच नाव इथं हदादद काहीतरी नाव लिहिलं होतं त्यांनी, तो आता क्विट झालेला आहे. HD कोण आहे हा HD वाला? आपली नावं व्यवस्थित टाका म्हणजे मला ओळखायला येईल. मी शोधून काढायचं म्हणल्यावर मी कुठूनही शोधून काढेन. आणि पिरियड मध्ये डिस्टर्बन्स करायचे, पिरियड मध्ये अडथळा आणायचा, हे जर माझ्या निदर्शनास आलं की काही विद्यार्थी तसं करतात, तर त्याला मी ऍडमिशन कॅन्सल करण्याच्या दृष्टिकोनातून पावलं उचलेन. अजून तुमचे ऍडमिशन कन्फर्म झालेले नाही. आता तो मुलगा बाहेर गेलाय, कोण होता तो आला होता तो. ठीक आहे, आपण इथे थांबूया, मला टीवायचा परत पिरियड आहे. ओके.